Okay, today's craft will be on a pencil container, and this pencil container would be achieved from a Coca-Cola bottle. That is an old Coca-Cola bottle. A pencil container like this was achieved from an old Pringles container. That's when you've taken your Pringles and you want to, instead of throwing it away, you upcycle it for something else. So we are doing, I'm going to achieve this with this Coca-Cola bottle. This is a cutter, and if you do not have this kind of cutter, you can use the kitchen knife. Is to take the measurements for covering. Okay, how we take the measurement, we use the tape, we go round. Okay, now I'm going to use 9.5. Why I'm using 9.5 is to have an overlap. That is, while covering, instead of having, okay, the measurement here is 8.5, and instead of using 8.5, I give an inch extra so that I can overlap the felt I'm going to use for covering. So this is for the breadth of this, then the length we go like this to measure. So the length for this should be, the length is 4, but I'm giving an inch extra for covering the edge, so we would have 5. Then the inner measurement too should be the same thing with this. That for the breadth we have 9.5, and for the length, for the inner measurement, we are going to leave it at 3. That's to cover the inner part of it. So this is it. This is for the inner covering, and this is for the outer covering. Since we are done with this, the next thing is to get the base. And how do we get the base? We trace out. We use our pencil or our pen to trace out. After tracing out with it on a carton, you cut out with your, okay, why I'm placing it like this is to be sure that I have an even size. You cut out with your scissors. Okay, this is what we want. So we are going to cover this with the felt. We're going to use the red felt to cover. We apply glue on this part and on this part, and place it on this part to cover. Okay, I've applied glue on one part of the base. So this is for my covering. I want to cover the base so that it won't have the carton. Look. So I apply glue. The glue I'm using is Stop Bond. Apply glue on this part. Then we trim out. We trim out the excess. Be careful so that you won't trim off the base. By the time you're done, this is how the base should look. I've covered the base with felt. The base is the carton, so this is how it should look. And the next step is to place your bottle on the base. So you would apply the glue. You apply your uhu. I have a glue gun. That is the heat-based gun. That's when you plug on your electric, it heats and you apply. But this is a plastic, so most times it melts the plastic. So the best glue to use is uhu or the B6000 or any glue that is not water based. So okay, the next step is to cover with your felt. See how we cover? We make sure we cover this rough part. We cover like this. You go around, make sure you apply your glue. Go around. So where we are going to apply our glue will be on all these parts, on the bottom and at the edge. Okay, I've applied my uhu gum all around the plastic and the base. So you put your felt or whatever you're covering with. You can use a fabric, you can use paper to cover. This is felt. It can be gotten from art stores. You can see the allowance for the overlap. So we've applied glue. They're sealing. So look at how it turned out. Then we're going to fold this one in, and to achieve that we are going to create notches. Why we do this is to ease the folding, so that when we bend it in, we would have the edges would look very neat and not so rough. This is what you should have. Then we apply glue on these edges and fold in one after the other. One after the other, like this. If we apply glue of this pattern, we're taking it in one after the other. So that's how the edge looks. The bottom, and you can decide to leave it like this, and you can decide to cover the inner part to give you a more neater finishing. So we're going to remeasure, because as we've taken the felt in, it has reduced the measurement. So after remeasuring, we would have 8 inches. So I've trimmed off the excess from this. Then you can create a mark to know where your 8 inches stopped. Okay, I created a half-inch allowance for this, so I'm folding at that half-inch. Then you push it in. Okay, you check the edges. You can apply glue on the edges to make it lap properly. So we've succeeded in wrapping the inner part of the container. Just to apply glue on the accessory you use for finishing. Okay, we'll put it at the upper and at the lower part of this container. I've applied my uhu glue here. I'm going round like this. Okay, I'm done with the upper part. I'm going to do the same thing here. Okay, I've applied the accessory on the upper part and the lower part. So we move over to the next stage, which is to create the design. Like on this pencil case, I created this rabbit kind of look on this pencil case. So I want to create a butterfly look, or I want it to have a butterfly kind of design. And I'm going to use the butterfly to cover this overlapping we did here. It's called, no, this kind of sheet rather, it's not a paper, it's called the foam, the glitter foam sheet. We have the glitter foam, we have the foam sheet, sorry, and the glitter foam sheet. Okay, I've already drawn my butterfly here, but for you to see it, for viewers to see, I'm going to trace it out with my pencil. Sorry, trace it out with my pen rather. Okay, to achieve this butterfly, I got this rectangular foam sheet, folded it into two, and why I'm folding it into two is for us to have an even shape. That is, since the butterfly have is a kind of flappy thing, the both flaps would look alike, or it won't, one the other flap won't look bigger and the other flap would look smaller. So that's why I'm folding like this, to get an even shape. Okay, all these areas are where I'll do my design. I'm going to do a kind of kirigami flower, like butterfly. The part marked X, I'm going to cut all of them out. So this butterfly would have openings. So use my knife or cutter or razor blade, whatever thing you have, you can use to cut out. The next stage is to cut out the butterfly. Okay, I'm done with the trimming. This is how it looks, the one-sided view. Then when we open up, this is the butterfly. So the next thing is to put the antenna. This is what I'll be using for antenna. This is called the stem. It can be gotten from an art store, but I wouldn't be using all of them because it's too long. So I'll cut into two. Then create my antenna. With this, you can create any shape you want or you wish to create with this, with the antenna. And I'll use my glue to place it behind like this. So I glue on this part, then I'll place the butterfly here. The next stage is to apply this round cutout. I got it from the glitter foam sheet. So I want to create a polka kind of view on the back. Look at the front has a butterfly and this part is looking so empty. So I've applied glue. Just take it. Okay, this is how the back looks, and this is the front view, the base and the inner view. So we are done with our pencil container. You can put in your pencils, your pen, whatever you want to fix in there, and this is it.